Hi, and thanks for joining us this morning on Who Rocks New Mexico. I'm Richard Holcomb. Each week, we get up close and personal with the companies that rock New Mexico and take you behind the scenes to get the story behind the story. Today, we'll see how people are living off the grid and loving it with the help of DPW Solar. Then, we'll look at more of the ranches of New Mexico with our friend Max Keeney of Centerfire Realty. And we'll meet Joni Griffin of Griffin & Associates, whose job is turning perceptions into realities. But first, let's meet David Perry of Golden Eagle Supply Company and see how bath and kitchen fixtures have really become a home improvement art form.
Golden Eagle started back in the 60s and early 70s, but then in 92 in our Taos location we had room for a showroom, and I opened up that location myself, so we built a showroom in up there. Then in the early 2000s in Santa Fe, and we built our showroom there at that office. So we opened the first Golden Eagle here in Albuquerque in 2005. We moved over to this location in November of 2009.
As our plumbers come in, they want to see or have different choices for their customers, as opposed to just chrome one style. And they'd ask us what we'd have. We'd have to pull out boxes and, well, is this what we're looking for? They'd say no. So it came to mind that if we had stuff displayed out, so you have the different colors, the different fixtures, they can see what they want. So showroom was thought of and we did it.
We have always, that was our primary focus when we started, was we would always do our best to have the very best products available for our contractors and their customers, but also provide the very best service. And that's been a philosophy that is passed on to all of our employees. And the majority of our employees all start in the same place. We all start in the warehouse, pulling orders, driving trucks, delivering product. And you learn about taking care of customers at that point. This is what we do. This is our lifeblood. We've been here for 54 years concentrating on this part of it. We're not a Lowe's or Home Depot that sells lumber or flowers or electrical. We sell plumbing and heating fixtures and appliances to make lives simple and easier.
Another thing we do is we get into the different ADA compliant pieces, whether it's the sinks, we have the toilets, showers. Reason we got into that is because people don't want just a hospital look, just stainless steel and white.
We have a very wide variety of different options and fixtures to where people can design a room around their lifestyle, and Golden Eagle is the best place that you can get plumbing and heating fixtures.
A lot of places rock our state too. Here's another Travel Guide New Mexico moment. Welcome to City of Rocks State Park. Boy, these sculptured rock monuments go as high as 40 feet, and most of them are separated by paths and lanes, and that makes them look an awful lot like old city streets. These rocks were formed about 35 million years ago when a very large volcano erupted. Then the erosion over millions of years slowly formed the sculptured columns that we see here today. All of these little nooks and crannies in here make for great hiking and exploring, and I'm told if you look closely, you might even see a petroglyph or two. And for the younger members of your family, tell me if there's a better place in New Mexico for hide and seek. The facilities here at the park include campsites for RVs, complete with electrical and water hookups. And if you'd like to be a little left on your own, well, just pick a spot and camp out. Picnic tables, everything is here for you. City Rock State Park in southern New Mexico. I think I found my throne right here, and I'll bet you can find yours here too. So bring the whole family. This is a great place just to have fun. Welcome to Taos Pueblo, said to be the oldest continually inhabited community in the USA. Visiting the Taos Pueblo is like taking a step back in time. Archaeologists say that ancestors of the Taos Indians lived in this valley long before Columbus discovered America. The main part of the present buildings were most likely constructed between 1000 and 1450 AD and appeared much as they do today when the first Spanish explorers arrived in northern New Mexico in 1540 and believed that the Pueblo was one of the fabled gold cities of Cibola. There are over 1,900 Taos Indians living on Taos Pueblo lands, and about 150 people live within the Pueblo full-time. One of the Taos Pueblo's biggest annual events is the Taos Pueblo Powwow, which takes place the second weekend in July. This celebration draws dancers, singers, friends, relatives, and visitors from across the North American continent, and was established to showcase the natural beauty of the tribal homelands of the Taos Pueblo people. So how'd you enjoy the visit to Taos Pueblo? I hope you'll come up soon. I try to come back here often. The spirituality of the place itself, the Pueblo, the people, the powwows, all of the things that go on here are something that you really deserve to see. So bring your friends, bring your family, create another adventure, and visit Taos Pueblo. Coming up, living off the grid and loving it.
This month at Frost Mortgage, we are offering our clients 3.5% 30-year fixed-rate mortgages. Do you have a 3.5% mortgage? If not, call Frost Mortgage and get one.
When you're purchasing a property, one thing that's huge is peace of mind. When you're a buyer, there's a lot of new things. You might be a first-time home buyer. You might be somebody that's buying for the third, fourth, or fifth time. Every transaction is handled differently.
The Myers Group has been a real pleasure to work with. Joe went to work and he nailed it perfectly and helped us get the deal closed, and we moved into the house just a week ago Monday.
When you're purchasing a property, how to open escrow, how to make offers, what's normal, what's customary. You need to know that you're getting the right financing, the right deal. And you need to know the difference between resale, new construction, everything else that's out there, all your options. When we represent you, we're your eyes and ears. We're the ones out there. When that property hits the market, if you're out of state, you're not available, you're at work, we can go out there, shoot those photos for you, shoot that video, that YouTube video, email it to you so that way you don't miss out. So if you're in the market for buying or selling a property, keep the Myers Group in mind. I guarantee we'll add value to your life.
Let's meet Kevin Goodrow of DPW Solar and learn how we can all live off the grid.
Remote autonomous power systems are locations that have no electric grid power. Almost every remote system that we install, either telecommunication, remote home system, it's an economic decision made by the business or the customer. It's cheaper to put in a solar electric system than to extend the electric line to the home. There's a lot of pockets within New Mexico and other areas in the country where they're surrounded by national forest or tribal land, and they will not allow the electric power to be pulled into those small communities. So most of the folks living in that area have solar electric systems. Some of them will entirely run their home off of generators, but they find in short order that putting in a solar electric system will ultimately save them money, and their break-even point is sometimes as low as 1 year.
My name is Rob McKinley. I'm from Albuquerque, and I'm a local contractor here. We built this house about 12 years ago, and DPW put in the system at about that time. They sat down with me for over 6 hours, teaching me about off-grid systems and how they worked and what could possibly work for me and what would fit me and my family's lifestyle. It's been tremendous. I always tell people when I'm giving them a tour that they could live here for years and not know that it's an off-grid house, that it's worked very well.
What we do as engineers and designers, we analyze the daily load of the customer, and we design for the shortest sun day of the year, which is typically December 21st. We analyze that, we make sure the array to load ratio is appropriate such that they never run out of battery power. In most of these systems, the battery reserve is for 5 days. So what that means is they could go without any sun power for up to 5 days and still have enough electric power from the battery bank to power the home.
Hi, I'm Erica Inyart, Urban Ecos. I'm a general contractor. I've been living up here for 4 years. It's an off-grid community, Evergreen Hills. Well, there was an existing system here, about 3.5 kilowatt system, which should have been adequate for this house if the bottom unit was not used, but it did not, in fact, function well at all. So DPW, Kevin and I got together and determined that a much larger array would actually be appropriate for the essentially duplex load of this property. You know, I had just purchased a 10 kilowatt generator to replace the one that broke down from the original setup. It has not run at all in the year since the installation behind you. My experience with DPW, with Kevin Goudreau and his superlative crew has been so positive. I have no problem recommending them. I happily recommend them. And the beauty of the system, I think, speaks for itself, and the fact that I've had absolutely no trouble in all this time. It's been a good experience, and I hope other people will do it. Get off grid, go green, go solar.
If you have an interest or a need in solar electric power, we do free on-site analysis, and you also can go to our website, dpwsolarelectric.com.
DPW Solar rocks! Up next, when it comes to the land of enchantment, here's one good old boy who really knows his stuff.
Sorry I'm late. My car broke down.
That's a drag.
You should have gone to American Tire and Service.
Not only can American Tire and Service handle anything from a simple oil change to a complete brake job, but they have an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau and a 100% approval rating with AAA. And above all, they back up their work with the best warranty in the business.
American Tire and Service. These are my guys. Make them your guys, too.
New Mexico is still a place of wide open spaces, and Max Keeney of Center Fire Realty knows where most of them are.
Center Fire Real Estate started marketing farms and ranches and homes and other kinds of properties throughout New Mexico way back in 1969. When we first started selling farms and ranches in New Mexico, we primarily thought about the income from that particular operation. Nowadays, though, it's expanded out into all kinds of other opportunities. For example, wildlife and hunting and oil and gas and things like solar. Center Fire Real Estate's office is located in central New Mexico, just about 20 minutes from the Albuquerque International Airport. And we handle properties all over the state, and we have prospects and clients from all over the world. From the beginning, when we first designed our office facility, we realized there was a need for inviting people from out of state to come and stay with us. We have suites upstairs that we would invite you to come and spend an evening or even several days with us. Whether you're thinking of buying or selling real estate in New Mexico, we have a team of experts in our office who can help you along the way. We can help you with getting through the process of dealing with federal agencies like Forest Service, Bureau of Land Management, or State Land Office. We here at Centerfire Real Estate have a passion for helping you find a place that you're going to enjoy the rest of your life. We look forward to working with you. Howdy folks, how would you like to own one of the most magnificent ranches in northern New Mexico, the Surprise Valley Ranch? There's everything to like about this property, so let's take a look. You can have privacy, recreation, natural beauty, wildlife, and water. All are abundant on this magnificent 360-acre property. Add to that a fabulous log home, 4 guest cabins, a saloon, and you have the perfect family estate, corporate retreat, guest ranch, hunting, or fishing lodge. Lush green rolling hills, mountain views, picturesque meadows, and majestic pines dominate the landscape, with elk, deer, turkey, black bear, mountain lion, and other wildlife in abundance. The Sapio River runs through the ranch year-round. In addition, there are more than 25 natural springs on the property, 2 wells, and 11 small ponds, all fed by mountain streams. This entire ranch is surrounded by the Pecos Wilderness and the Santa Fe National Forest, ensuring that the peace, solitude, and privacy here at Surprise Valley Ranch continue forever. Timber rights go with the property, and permits can be obtained to harvest firewood in the National Forest for personal use. Enjoy horseback riding, canoeing, fishing, and hunting throughout the property. Horse lovers will appreciate the big barn, the corral, the round pen, and the roping arena. And for the golfer, the nearby Pend Oreille Golf Course will provide a satisfying diversion. You will be comfortable living in this beautiful home with 5,000 square feet of space, 5 bedrooms, and 4 baths. And you'll relax as you take in the picture-perfect scenery from the wrap-around porch. The home is beautifully decorated with Western ranch-style furnishings. The interior is breathtaking, and its enormous 2-sided rock fireplace is beautiful. It has a guest room and office downstairs with 4 additional bedrooms upstairs. Your guests will enjoy privacy and amazing views from any one of the 4 guest cabins. Each cabin includes a kitchen and a bath, and each sleeps from 4 to 8 people. The property manager's 3-bedroom, 2-bath home includes a large fireplace and a small studio bunkhouse for the hired hand. And you'll be amazed at the saloon with its expansive seating area, full commercial kitchen, a wet bar, and an outdoor deck. It can easily accommodate up to 40 seated guests, making it perfect for wedding receptions and private parties. This amazing property is just 40 miles from Las Vegas, New Mexico and Interstate 25, 95 miles from Santa Fe, and only 80 miles from Taos, with airplane access at all 3 locations. Surprise Valley Ranch is a rare find with its amazing amenities, scenic beauty, wildlife, and privacy that will be preserved forever. I'm Max Keeney with Centerfire Real Estate, and I invite you to come take a look at this beautiful ranch for yourself.
Up next, meet one of New Mexico's top spin doctors.
What every child deserves.
To be safe in our home.
Food and clothes.
Not to be hurt.
A good education.
To grow up with our brothers and sisters.
To be loved, valued, and respected.
El Ranchito is a loving and stable children's home where brothers and sisters can live together as they grow into adulthood or until they can be reunited with their families. With your help, El Ranchito de los Niños will continue its mission for years to come. Learn how you can help. Call us today.
What artists do with a paintbrush, Joni Griffin and her team at Griffin & Associates do with words.
People have a lot of confusion about what public relations is versus advertising, and oftentimes people think they're one and the same, and they're not. Public relations is what we call earned or free media. And so those are the news stories that you read or see or listen to on the radio. Advertising is paid space, and they really work hand in glove. Public relations should be a strategy that every business incorporates in their overall marketing plan. So when you are featured in the news media, whether that's an article or it's a blog or you're on TV in a positive light, that gives your company immediate credibility. So an example is the town of Taos. This is a client I'm particularly proud of. We have been doing the tourism marketing for the town for the past 5.5 years. And one of our strategies is that we send out press releases every single week on Taos, nationally and internationally. And what's happened with that is we're averaging now about 500 news stories a month mentioning Taos, some small publications and some very major ones. So Travel and Leisure in their September issue named Taos one of the best winter getaways. And then we send out a press release announcing that, and then that gets picked up by other publications like AOL just did that one. We sent out a press release about how dog-friendly Taos is. And we did some research, and there are more dog-friendly restaurants and hotels per capita than any other city in the United States. So we named Taos the most dog-friendly city in the United States. That got picked up majorly nationally. And so the PR just keeps repeating itself, and Taos now is at the top of all the really fabulous lists, and those lists just keep generating more media and more media and more media and more tourists.
You have to work at containing Joni, not motivating her. So she's a whirlwind. She's always got a new idea and a new direction to go, no matter what your budget is, no matter what your industry. Certainly tourism was not necessarily, when she began, a specialty of hers, but she made it a specialty, and she did incredible work for us.
So another example of a successful PR campaign is here locally, Mesa del Sol, which is a new housing development on the south end of town. Mesa del Sol had a few problems in the beginning. They kicked off with a bang, and then when the housing bust happened, they stalled for 3 years. And then 2011, we came in to take it over again, and the media was like, yeah, whatever. You know, are you really, is it for real? You started and stopped, now you're starting again. Yeah, sure. But we were successful in convincing the media of how successful the development is by once again sending out regular news releases. We did that locally as well as regionally, as well as nationally, and in industry publications. And in the 1 year time that we've had that contract, we've had over 500 stories placed on Mesa del Sol.
We've had phenomenal success in working with Griffin & Associates. Just the amount of public relations, news clips, and print media that we've received has provided a huge return on the investment.
Griffin & Associates was founded in January of 1990. We have 10 people that work here, and the average tenure of our employees is 14 years. So we've all worked together for so long. There is this synergy that happens amongst us where we can practically think each other's thoughts and usually finish each other's sentences. So when we're working on a client project, that creativity, that energy, that family relationship that we have really spurs us into all levels of new creativity.
You know, these people they're like an extension of my family, essentially, because I'm here with them all the time. And I think us being able to work so closely together, we really are able to give our clients just the best of all of us.
I mean, I think it says something too that we work in an office that is a home that's been converted into an office. So I sometimes joke, or when I bring clients here, you know, I'll say, you know, it's like I leave home and then I come home.
I moved to New Mexico in January of 1983, and at the time I thought I'd be here for 2 years. Well, here I am 30 years later. I love New Mexico. This community is unbelievable. I think it's one of the best places in the world to do business. People are so friendly and welcoming, and it's such a business-friendly environment, and it's a place where you can really make a mark. So it's why I've been here for 30 years, and I will be here as long as I'm here.
Keeping you warm and safe is what Mountain West is all about.
Hi, I just saw Robert Wagner on television reading a script about reverse mortgages. You know, Robert doesn't know anything about reverse mortgages, but I do. Every month at Frost Mortgage, we loan hundreds of thousands of dollars to seniors to eliminate their mortgage payments for the rest of their lives. How much better would your life be if you didn't have a mortgage payment to make next month? If you're 62 or older, give us a call and we'll show you how this wonderful mortgage program works.
Since 1989, Mountain West Sales has been providing exceptional products and unsurpassed service to homeowners, contractors, engineers, and architects.
Hi, I'm Jim Lyle with Mountain West Sales. When you're shopping for a stove or insert or something that will heat your home, it's important to get as much information as you can about the different types of fuel sources that are available, because not everything is best for everybody. Here at Mountain West Sales, we can help you make that informed decision. We have the best product selection, the best value, and the best service I think you'll find anywhere in Albuquerque. So today I'm going to talk to you a little bit about these different fuel sources, pellet stoves, wood stoves, and gas stoves, so you can get an idea of what the advantages are, how they work, and why you might choose one over the other. The advantages to heating with wood are that it's very comfortable and it's a very unobtrusive heat. It kind of sneaks up on you and just makes you comfortable. Modern wood stoves are also very efficient, so they burn less wood to provide more heat. Wood can be a really inexpensive fuel source, and it's sustainable. If you have easy access to it, it can even be free. EPA certified stoves, fireplaces, and inserts are okay to burn on no burn nights, so you'll never be restricted as to when you can burn the stove. The other thing that wood stoves give you is energy independence. You don't have to rely on electricity or gas to heat your home, and you'll always have a heat source no matter what happens. Probably most importantly, or the thing that gets people's attention the most, is that when a wood stove is burning, it's dramatic, it's calming, and it's beautiful to look at. It will be the focal point of the room that it's in. Pellet stoves are great because they can operate on a thermostat. Most of them have electronic ignition, so they can come on and off as they need to maintain the room at a constant temperature. They're safe to use at all hours of the day, so you can run them when you're away at work so that your house is nice and warm when you get home. With regular cleaning and maintenance, they'll provide steady, even heat for many years. They're very reliable. Pellets can be purchased in bulk or by the bag, so fuel is never really an issue. They're easy to store, and as long as you keep them dry, they'll last for a long time. Pellet stoves are highly efficient, probably even more efficient than the most efficient EPA-rated wood stoves. Because pellet stoves can be vented either horizontally or vertically, there aren't many places in your house where you couldn't put one, so you have lots of options for placement. All things considered, gas stoves are actually probably the most convenient fuel source. They're thermostat controlled, again like pellet stoves. They ignite automatically, so you can run them day and night even when you're not there. They give you a steady, even heat. There's no fuel to store, there's no maintenance, and no ashes to clean up. There's a very low cost of ownership, and actually they're very economical to run as long as you're on natural gas. Many people think that natural gas is wildly expensive, but if you take a close look at it, that's really not true. They actually have the highest efficiency of all the fuel types we've discussed today. So today we've talked about the differences between pellet, wood, and gas stoves. I hope the information has been helpful. If you have any other questions, we here at Mountain West Sales would be happy to help you. So if you're starting the search for a new fuel source for your home, please come down to Mountain West Sales so that we can assist you to find the right product for your house.
Well, that's Who Rocks for this week. If you'd like to watch any of our Who Rocks segments and find out how your business or organization can rock New Mexico, we invite you to go online to whorocksnm.com. I'm Richard Holcomb, inviting you to join us again next week for another Who Rocks New Mexico. Have a great week, everybody.